This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitter and Lasers Retro Reacts. Woo! I was trying to find something from 2017 to watch, but it looks like all of her Christmas stuff for 2017 actually made it into 2016. So, according to the Google, or according to YouTube, all of her 2017 stuff. You know, maybe I'm just an idiot and I've still got cough medicine brain. But anyway, this one looked interesting. It's from November of 2017, today being December the 16th, 2024. This is her Sunday spiel, how to be a better blogger, vlogger, or boss babe. I just think it's going to be interesting because Anna has so much good information to give us in her book that was written around this time, by the way, because it was published in 2018, April of 2018, I believe. So this will be around the time that she's writing this book. Anyway, before I get too deep, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you to my editor. Thank you to everybody for a wonderful 2024. It has been great for this channel, and I truly appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody, for enjoying what's going on, and I'm losing my train of thought. So anyway, I've just been going back through Anna's stuff throughout the years, kind of doing like a Christmas retro react kind of a thing, situation type deal, if you will. And I've just been trying to find videos from each year, at least one video from each year, though some years I will say she has more interesting stuff than others. And her Sunday spiel things, is it Spiel or Spiel? Someone correct me down in the comment section. I've always pronounced it Spiel, but I could be wrong. Anyway, she was doing these in her health blog when it was still about her losing weight. She was doing these Sunday Spiel posts where she would like outline goals and stuff. It was just kind of like her deep thoughts moment, her moment of zen. And so I've noticed that early in her channel, she was doing these fairly regularly. I think it might be interesting in the future to maybe go through and watch all of them in sequence until she stops doing them. I think she stopped doing them around 2018-ish. Don't hold me on that one. But anyway, that's just, I think, something, a future project for next year that might be fun to do. Today, we're going to go over this one for Vlogmass, if you will. And yeah, I do have her sped up. This is how to be a better blogger, vlogger, or boss babe. Again, this video is 6 years old. This video is from 2027. No, it's from 2017, not the future. And so if you guys are like, oh my god, she looks different. Yes, she does. It's a much older video. This is a retro react. That is a cluttered ass vanity. Mine doesn't even look that bad. But I don't have that much product either. I only have a handful of products that I use. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say, so let's get started.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
Today I had an amazing idea. So
Oh my God.
Obviously I'm a business professional, right?
Are you?
I know, I do a real job. What?
Okay.
And I've been trying to think about how I bring that a little bit more into my channel. And a lot of you have mentioned that you're just starting channels or you want to start more vlogging, but you don't know how.
You have been vlogging for 2 years. Not even. You started your channel in 2016. It's 2017. This Sunday spiel, I'm going to share 5 tips I believe will help you create more meaningful content, whether you are a blogger, vlogger, or career professional. I live and die by this advice when creating content to motivate and educate others. All right.
And I thought, how can I share some of the tips and tricks that I've learned in my professional career development that will help you start and launch your own vlog, blog, Instagram, whatever it is you're trying to do.
Teach me, O wise one. Teach me your ways.
And what I've come to learn over the course of my personal experience online and then also my professional life in business is there's really 5 facets to having a successful speech, blog post, video, etc., etc.
If call to action isn't one of these things, I know you're lying.
And success is different for everyone, but success in this means that it's well intended, it's understood, and you come across in the way you want to come across. This does not take into account likes and comments and all of those things, though naturally, if you do these 5 things, it's likely that those things will come as a result, because some of them are just things that people naturally gravitate to.
Obviously.
So, now you're all like, get to
Look how sharp her chin was.
the 5 things. Please shut up and just tell me the 5 things. So I will.
Oh, okay.
The first and foremost is passion with purpose.
Is shoot from your bathroom with really shitty lighting and a whole lot of crap of clutter in the background. Go!
So a lot of people say, I want to start a plus size blog because I think plus size clothing is really cool. Or I want to start a mom blog because I'm a mom and I do cool stuff. That's not a purpose. That is a category, right? You want to be in a category of women. So what you should start before you even create any content is like, what's my purpose? When someone comes to my page or my blog or my Instagram, what do I want them to walk away with? What do I want to change or create as a result of them interacting with my content?
Well,
And if you can pair that purpose
originally in 2012 when you started your blog, you were trying to lose weight. Was that a purpose or was that a category?
with a passion, which is a true love of what you're trying to do, that is like the magic combo. Above everything else I'll talk about in this video, passion and purpose are like, boom, if you can get them together.
They're also business buzzwords, so...
So for me, my purpose is to help women find ways to value themselves as they are so that they can be even better than they were today, tomorrow.
I've never walked away from one of your blogs feeling that way, but whatever.
And I do that very passionately because I focused on doing all of those things in my own life, and I've seen it be very, very effective.
To be fair, this is 2017, Anna. She's still coming up. And she does end up having one of the most popular fat fashion blogs, yes, vlogs and blogs out there. So, to her credit, okay?
So the first thing, which beats out all of the other things, is passion and purpose, okay? So once you have the core goal, like your thesis of your paper, now you have to start to get to the nitty-gritty.
Oh. Okay. What's my hypothesis, though? Wait, we're not doing science. Sorry, my bad.
The second is to work on your voice and your vernacular.
La 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 la. Do re mi fa lo ti so da. Wait, you're gonna talk to me about my vernacular? You who can't even be bothered to fucking grammar check your goddamn posts wants to talk to me about my vernacular? Bring it. I don't know why it's doing this.
Okay, so that means if you're going to be writing, learning what your style of writing is, really knowing what your tone is. What does it mean
Sarcastic.
to write as you? If you're a vlogger, it's going to be your pacing, your speech, and your intros. So thinking about, how do I introduce myself? Why is that introduction how
Hi, my name is Tiny Blue Dancer, and I do vlogs.
I introduce myself to my audience? And how do I say goodbye? So thinking about
How do I say goodbye? I'm from the Midwest. We start saying goodbye the day before, because around the time you actually want to leave, you might be able to get through the door. Shit. I tried to get off the phone with my mom last night. It took a half fucking hour from the point that I said, okay, Mom, I gotta go. And then a half hour later, we finally got off the phone.
how you speak to people. In addition to
Meanly.
this, you should probably consider some basic voice and speech behaviors. So that's things like using pausing and variety in your speech. This is especially important
I know, she corrects herself.
for vlogging and for audio podcast. For example,
So should I speak as maniacally as possible, wave my hands around constantly, and scream about everything, all the while making all the faces all over the place? And I'm really over-exaggerating by very little.
let's take a sentence. I walked the dog to the car. We stood outside and it rained a little bit, and then I was cold and I wanted to go home.
I walked the dog to the car. We stood outside. It rained for a little bit, and I got cold, and I wanted to go home.
We walked the dog to the car.
We walked the dog to the car.
And then it rained a little bit.
And then it rained a little bit.
And I was cold and I
And it was cold, and I wanted to go home.
wanted to go home. Do you see the difference in the two sentences?
Yes, one of them makes you sound like a robot. The other one makes you sound like a whiny bitch. Go!
By injecting my passion and purpose, as well as varying my voice and providing proper pauses.
Theater children. This is what happens when you didn't get to live your theater kid life.
The second sentence is much more pleasing to the ear than the first sentence. That's where
technically those were like at least 2 sentences. I took Toastmasters. I was in Toastmasters for a very long time. So I was also on the speech and debate team in high school. I was on speech and debate in high school. And then I did Toastmasters through college. So I guess that's where you go when you weren't allowed to be the drama kid. You go and you become the speech kid, I guess.
Pacing and tonality become really, really important to your speech as well. So it's not just about how do I present myself vocally, but also how do I take the basic practices of speaking well and inject them into the content I'm creating. Again, this won't matter if you're blogging, other than you should think about pauses through use of punctuation in your writing.
Grammar. Do grammar.
But it does really matter for the blogging community.
I cannot tell the difference between her saying blogger, because she's saying blogger, and she says vlogger. So her blogger and vlogger are the same. She's got that Chicago going on. Maybe it's an Ohio thing, but either way, to my ear, it sounds like blogger and blogger are the same thing. So, in case anyone else is lost.
3, consistency. A lot of people want to be bloggers or vloggers or what all of the things are, maybe just successful in life.
God forbid.
The reality is you have to be consistent. And in the beginning, it's weird because you are literally talking to yourself. But
true.
It's that consistency that develops and builds your skills. So if you're not constantly practicing, if you're not constantly thinking and creating, you are not growing. And the reality is that a lot of the
always be growing.
Followership and the success in this world comes from acquisition of skills. There are a lot of things I know today that I did not know when I started.
Really? What would those be? Can you give me some examples? Because it sure as fuck isn't holiday trivia. Anyway.
And I learned them because every day I committed to do something for this. And I learned and it was fun and I was passionate about it. Again, going back to passion and purpose, I'll just keep
hitting on
all the time. But it's important, again, to really be consistent about what you do. Because that is how you, A, build your skills, and B, your audience will begin to rely on that consistency.
Is this where the consistency is key bullshit started? Because, like, I showed up for myself today. Okay, but did you do anything? Because just showing up, I'm sorry, is not enough, but whatevs.
If there is a thing that I need to work on more, it is consistency, especially for YouTube. I'm much better with consistency on Instagram, but for YouTube, I tend to get stressed out because I have to edit videos and all these other things and I don't have time.
To be fair, there is a reason I have an editor.
So that's something I'm personally working on, is consistency within the YouTube space. Now, the 4th is being aware.
Aware of the aliens. I'm sorry, I don't know what
this is another one that I struggle with a little bit. But if
no, not you. Anna's cultural awareness constantly blows me away.
If you're going to represent an industry, if you're going to position yourself as knowledgeable, then you have to actually be knowledgeable.
That's fair.
So that means researching, reading, and educating.
I mean, I didn't mean to actually pause. I'm sorry, but she's not wrong.
Yourself constantly. It's a never-ending piece of the process.
Oh man, when I was wrapping up my degree, I remember talking to a guy. He and his wife were both PhDs. I don't remember why I was talking to this guy, but I was. And, you know, it's just one of those casual conversations you have with your advisors and your advisors' friends when you're an undergrad. And they had like these get-togethers where there was free food. And that was how they got you there, was the free food. And then you were basically supposed to, like, learn to schmooze, basically. Anyway, I remember having a conversation with the guy, and he was like, oh, yeah, I spend 4 hours in the evening catching up on journals, talking about anthropological journals and that kind of shit. I'm like, wow, 4 hours? And he's like, yeah, I work, you know, the typical 8 hours, and then I go home and spend another 4 hours reading. I'm just like, math-wise, when do you do anything else? Like, I'm like, 4 whole hours of reading. He's like, yes, that's what you have to do to keep up on things. And I thought he was joking, to be perfectly honest with you. But the reality of the situation is, I don't care what your field is. It can be YouTube. Really, honestly. Anna's not wrong. If you're wanting to continue to be knowledgeable and to be the best that you can be, or even just be mediocre, you really do need to take time away and just like spend 4 hours in the evening reading up on your industry. So like if YouTube is your industry, you need to be reading up on things I am guilty of not doing, learning how to use OBS, learning how to use Audacity, learning how to use whatever video editing software you're going to use, learning what the fuck transitions are. Do not look at me. I know I'm bad at this. You know, that kind of stuff. Learning how to make a good thumbnail, learning what makes YouTube happy and what doesn't make YouTube happy, that kind of stuff. I mean, in anthropology, we have many journals. You can pick one, and the articles take a while to get through. You learn how to read quickly. But the whole point is to just kind of stay. You don't need to be an expert on everything, but you do need to be like abreast of everything. You need to have a wide net of knowledge that you can pull from. And then when something in particular, it catches your eye or something you want to zoom in on, that's when you start to focus in. I would say outside of a professional field like that, you could probably get away with just like internet research. You don't need to really do too much of a deep dive beyond that. But I'm not against, I'm with Anna on this one. If you want to be good at whatever you're doing, you do have to spend time. You have to study. You have to spend time in the evening studying. And that's what that 4 hours of reading is. Does that mean you're going to become a PhD? No. There's a lot of steps to becoming a PhD that have absolutely nothing to do with what you know. But here we are.
I myself sometimes can miss a day or two of education about what's happening in the plus size space, what's happening in body positivity space, or even in the fashion space, and be behind.
Girl, you are never going to convince me that you had any idea what was going on in the fashion space, but continue.
So that investment in being aware and being connected to the community is super important because it establishes you as someone who actually values the creation of the community, as well as provides inspiration for content that the community will likely value. And lastly, it helps you just understand the people you're creating content for.
I don't understand any of you. Not a single one of you. You're all small little bubbles of unknowable gas. No, I don't know. I'm losing it. Let's keep going. I love all of you individually.
Now, the last piece, the last suggestion is to start thinking about who you are.
I don't like that. I don't pay you enough for that.
This is the hardest one.
Hardest part.
It's very easy to fall into a trap when you are creating, whether it's a blog, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, speaking, whatever it might be.
Girl, do not come for me for podcasts.
Of being somebody else. Authenticity is queen.
I kind of feel like I need to dig this one up and just kind of slap it onto Anna's, Threads feed or something and be like, hey girl, remember that time when you told everybody you need to like figure out who you are and be authentic and stop trying to be somebody you're not?
And I say queen because I'm a lady. Anyway, authentic.
Okay, seriously. I never watched the movie Superstar, but I remember the skits and the whole like, I'm a lady. Superstar. I just... Don't judge me.
Authenticity matters. And if you're not authentic, people will not want to listen to what you have to say.
Girl, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is 2017 Anna, but you need to be speaking to like 2024 Anna. Like, seriously. Past Anna needs to sit down with current Anna and be like, all right, bitch. I said what I said.
So you can develop all of your skills and you can create the perfect little bow on the perfect little box of a YouTube channel.
No, you can't. I've watched you make a bow and it killed small parts of my soul.
But if it's not you, the bottom's gonna fall out.
Is this channel me? Oddly enough, this channel is a lot more me than I thought it was going to be perfectly frank with everyone. I did not think I would be putting as much as much of myself into this channel as I have ended up doing. Mainly because like I didn't want to set myself up for stuff, I guess is kind of where I was trying to be protective, and I still am. There's a lot of things you guys don't know about me. I don't put like my everyday on the channel. Like there's stuff that happens behind the camera, you guys. Anyway, but I will fall back on that whole video is inherently manipulative. I am, to put it frankly, I am manipulating my audience in that I have control over what you see. I have control over how you perceive me. Yes, I have an editor who is helping me out with that because they are my minion now. But my point is, I even have say in how my editor edits. And so and if I get an edit back that I don't like, I can edit the edit myself. Like I still have control over what the audience sees. And as long as I have that ability to control what the end product is, you will never actually see authentic me. To be fair, the only real way to ever see that is to either be part of my actual life or have someone following me around without my knowledge, videotaping everything I do, which would be creepy and I think illegal in most states. But here we are. It's just kind of my point. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody like Anna used to have a very curated appearance on the internet. She was very in control of how she presented herself. She was very controlled of her own narrative. She was very controlled of her comment section. Like everything followed Anna's narrative. It's only until recently that she started to lose control of that. And part of that is not because Anna is losing control. Part of that is that Anna is now up against a more aggressive part of the internet than she was before. I mean, she thought she had it bad when she was representing fat acceptance. She's now part of girl world. And I feel like that's a little bit more aggressive. But anyway, it's that kind of a thing. I forget where I was going with this. But anyway, being authentic, it doesn't mean that you can't be authentic. It just means that you, the audience, are only seeing the parts of me that I care to share with you, basically. It doesn't make anybody a bad person. It doesn't make me an evil person. I know, maybe it does. Maybe it makes me the evil wicked witch of the West, but I like water, so there we have it. But I think everybody's kind of getting my point here. You can be authentic and still protect yourself, but you, the audience member, needs to be aware that what you're watching on a video, even a video like this where it's a talking head style video, this is still scripted. Well, scripted. This is still manipulated. This is still presented in a way that I want you to see, right? Kind of a thing. That's why when Anna posts things like the infamous Target video that got deleted, it still got posted. And that's why a lot of people are like, it's not that she deleted the Target video, it's that she posted it in the first place because it's such a bad look. Why would you post that considering the image that she's tried to curate on the internet? It was so against that image, right? And that's a decision that Anna made. Anna decided that that was okay, that was an okay part of that online persona that she wanted to share with people, kind of a thing. And then she had to deal with the backlash of it. Same thing with Amber. Amber's constantly like, you guys, you don't know what the real me is like. And I mean, to the one degree, she's correct. We don't. We're not there. We can't see everything. For all we know, this is 100% an act by her, right? This could just be a very long con. Right? As what Nikocado Avocado was saying, he's 10 steps ahead. You know, I mean, it could be something like that. Maybe she really is just wearing a fat suit. I would love to see that happen. I would love at some point for her to be like, okay, I'm over this, and just like unzip the fat suit and step out and just be like a normal sized person. That would be amazing. I would applaud her. I would take back every fucking thing I ever said. It's not going to happen, but you see my point. There's no way for us to know 100% for sure that she's not in a fat suit unless we're there watching her, right? And she's only going to show us what she's going to show us. Same thing with Anna. She's only going to show us what she's going to show us. Same thing with me. I'm only going to show you what I'm going to show you. I mean, I'm nice enough and I try to cut out all of my little sneezes and snorts and coughs and me dealing with my cat because he's a butthead. You know, you guys don't need to see all of that, I would hope. I'm not foodie beauty, let me put it that way.
And it might fall out right away. It might fall out in a couple weeks, and it'll probably be pretty painful.
What are we talking about? I forgot.
thinking about who you are,
Who am
constantly
I?
recognizing and evaluating as you grow,
Uh-huh.
are really, really important parts of developing an online persona.
Yes. That's right. Past Anna needs to speak with current Anna.
So let's go all the way back. Now again, these skills, while I'm directing them towards building an online presence, really can apply to anything you're doing in your career. But I'm using influencer because that's what you guys asked me about the most often.
Is it? Look, I was pretty upfront about the fact that my highly requested videos are requested by like 3 people max.
So to go back to where we started from, the 5 things that can really change and help you develop an online personality or any type of career is first, passion paired with purpose. Second, working on your tone and voice. How do you speak and why does it matter? Really?
Why are you tone policing me, Anna?
Third, consistency. Keep going at it. It takes time to be successful.
Those straps aren't going to chew themselves.
4, awareness. You should know your industry backwards and forwards and look at that knowledge to drive you to create things that are opportunistic.
I don't know if you need to know it backwards and forwards. But I'm also the kind of person that's like, you know, the best project's a done project kind of a thing.
Help you grow. And the last, always be you. There is no value in life being inauthentic. And I will tell you, I have learned that from a career as well. In fact, I was just
I have learned that from a career of being inauthentic. Go on.
at a speaking course last week where the teacher lady was like, if you lose your authenticity, if you lose your
The teacher lady. Huh?
passion and truth, this doesn't have any value. It doesn't matter how well you say the words. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. There's a lot of people who have made careers out of being inauthentic. There's a lot of people who have made careers out of trolling the internet. Boogie. I mean, don't get me wrong, guy's an idiot apparently and like lost all of his money, but up until that point, dude was making like millions or something like that. Mr. Beast.
So I wanted to pass that advice on because you guys just ask me about that all the time and I thought it would be a fun little video to share with you guys.
It was a video.
So-
This wasn't a bad video. I'm giving her shit. I really think that like Anna's older stuff, we're not going to finish this. Anna's older stuff was like more, I guess, more authentic, more raw, more real, and more rational. Like, don't get me wrong, her facts are wrong. they're just wrong. And some of her like super early videos, like some of the very first videos she posted, she's just like manic. Just manic is the only word I can describe it as. So she's calmed down a lot, at least by this video. But I still think that this is more tolerable. Like I can get why people followed her at this point in her career because, you know, she's just more likable, I guess. And it doesn't feel like she's trying to cram a bunch of bullshit down my throat right now. Now, this is just one video out of however many she posted in 2017, so I haven't watched all of them yet. We will eventually, but I haven't done it yet. And yeah, so I mean, I can get behind why people liked Anna at this point. I said the same thing about her blog, her blog back when it was like a health blog. I could get behind that Anna. That Anna was like, I didn't make it onto Biggest Loser, so I'm going to create a blog to hold myself accountable while I lose weight anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's admirable, and I can get behind that, and I can enjoy that. And even when she started doing like fashion on there and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I can get, because, you know, big girls need to work out too, right? And you got to work out in clothes. I don't have a problem with like big people having nice clothes. There's nothing wrong with nice clothes. So I don't have an issue with any of that. And even then, Anna's style back at this point wasn't that like insane yet. So I don't know. Maybe as she gets older, she like, I don't know, goes colorblind or something. I don't know. The Anna of 2017 is not the Anna of 2024, which I guess could be said about anybody. Again, this is 7-ish years ago. Like, nobody's the same person they were 7 years ago, but you know, the seeds are there. And I just don't know. Something happened to her in the next 10-ish years where she's the person she is today, where she's trying to convince us that all of the fat on her body is lipedema. She can't lose weight at all for any reason because you can't get rid of lipedema fat. And she's on Wegovy for inflammation purposes, not weight loss. Okay. Sure, Anna. All right, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a cheerleader emoji down in the comment section, or cheer boy. Cheerleader's not necessarily gendered, is it? Anyway, leave a cheer person down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. Did you resonate with anything that Anna had to say? I don't think any of her information was bad. It was very buzzwordy. That's fine. Anna's still in the business, and still in the professional business field. Here we go. At this point in her life, she hasn't completely transitioned over into full-time blogging, vlogging. So I think she is going to make the transition soon-ish. But anyway, just that kind of a thing. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, everybody, for the great 2024 that I've had. And again, thank you to my editor, because she puts up with this crap. And yeah, I will see everybody in the next one. Bye!
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.